sludge wash is now down, 2 coats left to dry in between about 20-30 minutes a piece. It's looking a bit of a mess now, but don't worry, as I say, we've got no medium in here. This isn't going to stick, it's just going to stay within the lines, which is what we want. So to start off with, we can get kitchen paper towel, nice and easy, maybe just rip it in half, right? Bit of moisture or lick it, it's totally up to you. And then all we're going to do, if I just bring you in a bit closer, right, is we're just going to start doing circles, right? We're doing circles so we can sort of rub in these pigments a bit more into the recessed panel lines and any rivets that are going on. And as you can see, it's coming off, so we can get another clean spot, make it moist, and repeat the process, right? So keep those circles going nicely, and we're just sort of slowly sort of getting rid of it. As you can see, a load of pigments on the kitchen paper towel, get another clean spot, make it a bit moist, right, and just keep on rubbing at it like so. And once you've sort of got most of it off, a bit like this now, again we can get a clean spot, right, but then maybe start going in the direction of flow, right? So we're sort of getting these last bits off. But if we, miss a bit, if we're going in the direction of flow, it'll sort of turn into a streak, like a bit of streaking grime going across the aircraft. But what you will probably notice is there's going to be some areas where it's going to be a little bit sort of tricky. But you can already see how our recessed panel lines here is getting a bit of all this kind of muck in there, and it's bringing that detail out. But as I say, there's going to be some areas that are a little bit tricky. Cotton wool buds is a good one for this. Again, a little bit moist, and we can just sort of clean out these, because we've got some little raised bits here, and we can sort of clean these out a little bit. I like to sort of kind of try and always sort of go with the direction of flow, because I mean you could probably see there's a little bit of a streakiness going on there. You might want to sort of keep that or clean it up, it's up to you. But as I say, if you miss anything, if you're going in the direction of flow, you'll probably find that it turns into a nice little streak. So it's not that bad that if you missed it, right? And we got some flaps and stuff here. Maybe sort of get into these areas a little bit, the tighter areas. Maybe, turn it over, keep your cotton wool bud clean. Right, we're in the clean up stage here, so keeping your cotton wool bud nice and clean is a good one to do. Right, and there's pretty much most of it, as you can see. As I say, I mean, I'm liking this little bit of a streak just here, so I'm going to try and sort of keep that, get it to go nicely in the direction of flow. Right, maybe just come back with a kitchen paper towel just to streak it all the way across. And hopefully, as you can see there, that little bit that I've just done, nice little bit of a clean up. I did this side as well, right, and it just gives your model a little bit more flavour, that little bit of weathering, showing a little bit of grime and stuff. The detail comes to the foreground, which is also rather good. It's just a case of going all over this model. Now this is 1/72 scale, so it is a little bit small, so you probably find that using the cotton wool buds is going to be sort of something you need to use. Maybe bite the cotton wool bud, just pinch it, just so you get like a nice little sort of pinch on the end, because there are these little harder to reach places that you might need to get in there. If you really need to, there's nothing stopping you from getting a paintbrush and sort of maybe getting into any hard to reach places. As I say, it's 1/72 scale. This model is a little bit very little hidey holes and corners and stuff, so use those little techniques. But once it's all clean, it should be looking pretty damn smart. So now we've finished all of our a nice sort of sludge wash on there, removed it all. Hopefully what you can see is all our recesses and everything have now got that nice bit of that nice sort of dark dirt in there. It's bringing all out to the foreground. It's giving us a nice bit of weathering. It's showing off the detail, which is just going to nicely finish off this model. Really, at this stage, the only thing left to do is put a matte coat on, because as much as we could do more, I mean, there's so much more in this hobby we could do. Streaking, pigments, all sorts of weathering and cool things that we could do. But, you know, this is a basic video, and we want to keep things on a low budget, so really that's it. Now let's put on a final matte coat to basically just seal everything all in nice and protected, and to also give us the final matte coat, because we don't really want this model to be all glossy and everything. We want it to have a nice matte coat. So I've already mixed some up off camera, but what we have here is our matte UV varnish by Winsor & Newton. I do love this as a matte varnish because you know, I've just tried lots of matte varnishes out there, and this one always seems to come out with a nice matte finish. Never seem to sort of like, I mean, some varnishes can sort of lighten up your model really bad and almost go white with some cases, but you want to sort of mix it 50-50-50 with water, and just have your nice flat paintbrush, just like with the gloss coats that we've done on here. You just want to paint it on in the same way, just a nice equal film all over. Right, we don't want any areas pooling up with water. If we get any bubbles, just blow, just a nice equal film. Now that's looking quite wet on there, so it's looking shiny, but that will dull down and go down to a nice matte finish. You may need to do maybe 2, maybe 3 coats of this. Just remember not to put it down thick. Make sure you've got it nicely thinned, probably to the nice same consistency as we did with our gloss coat here. So I'm just going to go all over this now and get it nicely mattified and finished off. I did make actually a stand for this one because I wanted this in a in-flight display, so I do have this stand for it to go on, which I've just sprayed black, and I'll just paint on some matte paint on there to protect this as well and mattify it as well. So I'm going to crack on with that. And so here it is, all nice and finished, totally and utterly completely done. We've put that matte coat on, I've glued on the final sort of weapons, and it's on its base, and hopefully you can see that that last final matte coat brings it all together. I do like putting that last matte coat on because it is like a almost, you know, final completion of the model. You get to see it all nicely and everything, because let's face it, when we've got all those gloss coats on and everything for like protecting paintwork and decals, right, and then you put that final wash on, it's not like quite there when it's all glossy, but when it's matte, it's the final finishing touch. Hopefully you're sort of really liking the look of that, and hopefully yours is going to end up just as good as well. Now this this whole video has all been about basics. It's all been about using tools and all the different stuff that you can go out there buy, and using the cheapest stuff possible, not going out buying airbrushes, compressors and all that cool stuff. You know, it's been a nice sort of cheap build to get you guys started in the hobby. So hopefully this is going to get you up to a nice stage where you're getting into the hobby, and then, you know, you might want to do a couple more nice and cheap, but as the hobby goes on, you know, there's a whole world out there of all different things that you can go off and do. So at this stage, you know, I'd recommend doing maybe a couple more like this, and as you get into it, you got more money, go to Genesis Models website, and on there you will find absolutely everything you could possibly need for anything to do with scale modeling. It goes into so much more detail, more advanced stuff, more intermediate stuff, you know, getting your first airbrush, you know, basic airbrushing tutorials, compressors. There was so much on this, so much that I didn't do on this because of, you know, the restriction of going out and buying all these different tools and paints and all this kind of cool stuff. So, you know, it is a good idea to go check out the Genesis Models website so you can learn these more things and get deeper and deeper into the hobby. You know, this was a free videos, and I do a lot of free videos, but you know, there is a lot of behind the scenes stuff where you can become a subscriber, which helps sort of, you know, fund this whole you know, this business I do here, and allows me to kind of do all these videos and run the website and stuff. So if you did want to sort of go down that route, you can, but either way, I hope you've enjoyed this step-by-step tutorial and big video build here of doing a basic Harrier on a budget. So yeah, hopefully you have enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you in the future. But until next time, my name's Bobby Waldron, this is Genesis Models, and I hope you've enjoyed.